On a quiet night in the late 1970s, deep inside a U.S. military command center, warning lights suddenly turned on. According to the system, the Soviet Union had launched a nuclear attack. Hundreds of missiles, then thousands. There were only minutes to decide. What almost no one knew at the time is that this was not the first false alarm, and it would not be the last. This is the story of the day the world almost went dark, and how human hesitation mattered more than technology. During the Cold War, nuclear strategy revolved around one terrifying assumption. If the enemy launches first, you must respond immediately. Fun but chilling fact. From detection to decision, leaders sometimes had less time than it takes to boil water. Early warning systems were not designed to ask questions. They were designed to push action. Computers tracked missile launches, trajectories, impact estimates. Human judgment was expected to confirm, not challenge, the machine. This design choice would nearly end everything. Late at night, warning displays suddenly showed incoming Soviet missiles. First dozens, then hundreds, then thousands. Little known fact, the system simulated missile paths in real time, showing where each warhead would land, including major American cities. Operators had trained for this scenario many times, but training never prepared them for how real it felt. Phones rang, commands were passed upward, strategic forces moved toward readiness. The system was calm. Humans were not. This incident occurred during a particularly tense moment in the Cold War. Context most people miss. US-Soviet relations were already strained by arms buildup, proxy wars, and political mistrust. Leaders expected aggression, so when the alarm sounded, it matched their fears. Fun fact with consequences. Nuclear war plans assumed that hesitation itself could be fatal, meaning commanders were trained to trust alarms over instinct. This created a system where doubt was dangerous. Amid the chaos, a crucial discrepancy appeared. Ground-based radar showed nothing. No missiles, no objects, no confirmation. Little known technical detail. Radar systems were considered more reliable, but slower, than satellite detection. The systems disagreed. This contradiction forced commanders to wait. Waiting broke protocol. But it bought time. The truth was almost embarrassing. Surprising fact, a training tape simulating a Soviet nuclear attack had been accidentally inserted into an operational computer. The system didn't malfunction. It worked perfectly. It processed fake data exactly as if it were real. In other words, technology didn't fail, process did. During those minutes, strategic bombers prepared for takeoff. Submarines awaited orders. Launch codes were reviewed. Once a launch order was given, it could not be recalled. There was no undo button. Had radar confirmation arrived a few minutes later, the outcome might have been irreversible. Humanity survived because someone hesitated. This false alarm was not unique. Little known but terrifying fact. There were multiple nuclear false alarms during the Cold War, caused by computer glitches, sensor reflections, satellite errors, human misunderstanding. In 1983, a Soviet officer would face a similar decision, and again, doubt saved the world. History remembers weapons. It forgets restraint. The incident remained classified for years. Why? Because admitting the truth would reveal systems were fragile. Human survival depended on judgment. Nuclear war could begin by accident. Important insight. Governments feared panic more than ignorance. Silence felt safer than honesty. The lesson of this night is not about computers. It is about trust. When systems are designed for speed, they leave no room for certainty. And when the end of the world depends on machines, survival depends on people brave enough to say, wait. That night, humanity survived not because of strength, but because of doubt. And that may be the most frightening truth of all.